Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Damaged Diva, back with another video. Today's video is going to be a story time. As you can see by the title below, the story time is going to be about when I found out that my friend was trying to hook up my boo with her family. Yes, you heard me right. And as you can also see, before we get into the story, I don't have my sling on today. I started physical therapy yesterday, and they decided that it was doing more harm than good because I ended up with a stiff shoulder, something about my ball joint and holding my arm like that for so long, and I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. So just doing what they told me to do. Lay off the sling for a while, continue my physical therapy, and I'll be okay. But back to the story. So so I found out my friend was trying to hook up her family member with my boo. Yeah, this guy I was seeing. And crazy thing is, she hooked us up. Yes, she hooked us up. So let's give you a little bit of background on how it all got started. Well, first off, I had this friend where we was real cool growing up. Real cool. Good girlfriends. We actually had a family member in common. And so we grew up together, you know. Even though we weren't family technically, we were real cool. We went to some school together and we was just real close. And even when I left the state and I would come back around, we would just pick up where we left off. We was good friends. Or so I thought. So I came from out of state to visit. Well, not really to visit. I was there to really stay for a while, but it didn't work out that way. So I only came in for a couple of months. And she was seeing this guy. And she decided, you know, she was like, hey, you know, he got a brother. And I was like, dude. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm going to hook y'all up or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, cool. So she hooked us up. We started seeing each other, kicked it off right off the bat. You know, me and dude was good. You know, he was my little boo at the time. You know, we was real good. He was a sweet guy, and like I said, we hit it off real good. We actually, even after I left the state and went back to where I was from, he would come see me. And we would have good times. It was always good times when we was together. Even when we weren't together, we kept in touch. Me and this guy was real cool. We was real close. So it was no wonder when I moved back there to stay that me and this dude would start seeing each other again. You know, because we weren't tied down anymore. He didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody. So it was no thing that we weren't going to start seeing each other. So we did. So my friend, the girlfriend that hooked us up, well, now she was about to marry the brother of the guy that I was seeing. Okay. We're doing big things. So they were about to get married. Okay. So she asked me, you know, no secret, you know, you going to be in my wedding? Yes. I'm going to be in your wedding. I'm going to do that. Yes. You know, you're my girl. Of course, I'm going to be in your wedding. So, you know, I went out and I went to, you know, the little dress fittings and stuff, you know, found out what I needed and got my shoes and stuff. You know, I'm ready. But before we get to talking about this wedding, let's, you know, go back into some events that was happening before this wedding took place. Just so we all be on the same page. So my friend, my girlfriend, she would always keep a lot of company at her house. I mean, like all the time. They would have like a lot of family and friends over all the time. And which was cool, you know. They were great hosts. You know, they love to entertain, and that's what they done. Not mad about it. Okay. So I would go over there, of course, because that was my girl. And my boo was her soon-to-be brother-in-law. Yes. So he would be over there as well. So I'm like, why are we getting texts in the middle of my movies? But anyway, yeah, so he would be over there, so we would all be over there having a good time. You know, so like I said, she would have her family members over there. Now, she had this one family member that I remember back in school was a bully, to me at least. Anyway, for some reason, now that I look back on it, I feel like she was threatened by me. Like, I don't know if it was because me and my friend was hanging out and we was close or whatever, but, you know, she was family. You know, blood don't trump friends. Not all the time, you know, but there was no reason for her to think that, you know, she had to feel threatened by me. No. But anyway, every time she would come around me, she would make these little jokes and, you know, try to say this and try to say that. And I mean, always try to belittle me like I wasn't nobody, or try to, you know, not include me in what was going on. This was back in school. And I never really could understand it for the life of me, even back then in school, because I'm like, this little dust bucket, like, who does she think she is? I mean, like, and when I say dust bucket, like, why you want to be bullying somebody? You better be glad ain't nobody bullying you. But anyway, we grown now. So I'm at my girlfriend's house, and the family member would come over. And so, you know, of course, she wasn't the type to speak because she didn't like me back then, and she wasn't liking me now. And now that I got grown, I done came into myself, honey. I'm feeling myself. Things done changed big time. You couldn't touch me then. You really can't touch me now. But anyway, this little dust bucket, of course, she wasn't trying to speak. And once again, she wasn't trying to include me or nothing or whatever. They had little conversations going on. And I'm like, what y'all talking about? And like, I couldn't be a part of the conversations at all. Not if she was bringing it up or talking about it or whatever, you know, just old simple-minded stuff. So that's how she was, you know. And so I could tell, you know, I would always get this tension. You know, us women, we have, you know, stuff that comes to us, this intuition that comes being like in the bottom of our gut and stuff. And then our little spidey senses start working like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? And so, you know, my spidey senses was going off. I'm like, something is not quite right, you know. And I would, you know, they'll be making jokes and she'll be smiling and stuff at my man and, you know, looking and they whispering and, you know, her and my friend whispering. I'm like, what's going on? But fast forward. So we get to the wedding. And so I noticed, you know, we were all in the room, you know, getting dressed and stuff. And once again, I'm not included in the conversation. It's just like I'm not even there. And I started, you know, questioning in the back of my head, like, why did I even agree to do this? Because clearly something is not right here. Something is not right. And mind you, I went all out because I looked good at that wedding. Okay? I'm paying my money. This ain't what you paid for to have me in. You know, I went in and paid for this stuff, you know, to help you out, to be there for you. But anyway, the wedding was nice. Had a great time. It was a nice wedding. We get to the reception. And, you know, I'm wandering around, you know, the reception and stuff. And once again, my boo was there, right? So I goes looking for him. And he's sitting at a table with them. With the family member and, you know, my friend and other people or whatever. And they just chit-chatting it up. I'm like, what is all this about? Now, once again, like I said, my spidey senses had already been going off. I already knew something was up. Wasn't quite sure what. I had my... I kind of knew. I kind of knew. And so I said, hey, boo, you know, let's go. And he was like, okay. But of course, once again, when he was like, okay, he was like, okay. You know, like a deer caught in the headlights. Like, okay. You know, giving it away, giving away, giving away. Sometimes men can just be dumb. But anyway, I took him on home. Yes, I took him on home. And that was that. I'm like, you know, boo, you're not about to sit here and have a good time with mine. Little dust bucket. Find your own man. You all that? Go get your own. So anyway, a couple of days passed. And my girlfriend calls me up. You know, we weren't talking about nothing really or whatever. We just chit-chatting. And it was funny because I had just got off the phone with my boo. So... we just chit-chatting or whatever. She don't really want nothing. So she's like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to let you go. And so something told me. Now, we own house phones. Make that clear now. We own house phones. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to let you go. You know, I'm like, okay. But some told me, don't hang up the phone. Don't hang up. I don't know what it was. Why I didn't hang up the phone, I don't know. But I kept holding on even when she said, I'm going to let you go, and she thought she hung up. So, next thing I know, I hear them talking. And it's her and her family member talking. I'm like, she had me on three-way? She had me on three-way? Really? That's what we doing? Okay. So, guess who they called? Mabu. Yes, they called him. So they just laughing and giggling, and you know, I could tell that my girl was trying to hook up her family member with Mabu, the guy that she hooked me up with. I'm like, what in the world? Really? That's what we doing? And after I, you know, had heard enough, you know, I was like, hello? And the phone just got silent. Everybody was like silent. And then he started, just like the guilty one always do. Oh, I didn't even know you was on fire. I didn't even know what was going on. I don't know. I ain't do nothing. So I'm like, you know, I tell my girlfriend, really? This what we doing now? This what we doing? And so I hang up the phone. Well, of course, he calls back, you know, trying to explain himself because he don't know what was going on. He just, you know, they called him. He didn't really have nothing to say. But I'm just like, wow, is this what my girlfriend doing? Is this what my girlfriend doing? And it's funny because, you know, people go out here and they do stuff and they don't think that karma is going to come and look at them and get them. And, you know, karma came around a bunch of times for her. I didn't even have to go and get revenge and cuss her out and do none of that because she saw it plenty of times over. Plenty of times over. He saw it plenty of times over. And the dust bucket surely did. So it's sometimes you don't even have to go out here and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cuss her out, or she gonna do this, I'm gonna get her back. You know, all you gotta do is sip your tea or your wine and just let karma show up. Like, hey y'all, cause she gonna show up every time, and she did. Well, guys, that's all for my story time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, it's your girl, Damaged Diva. And until next time, bye-bye.